Are you there, mate? Are you there? Wakey, wakey, thanks for rocking up. How's it going? Rich Teller here of Bitjoin Studios. Definitely not Tom Gillespie, definitely not Bitman360. And it's been, 2 months since I sent you guys a video. The reason for that was obviously I took a bit of time off to enjoy the summer with family. I hope you're also taking time to enjoy time with your family as well, wherever you might be. What did happen though, on production was I shot some stuff in Jersey. Yeah, g'day. It's Tom Gillespie here from Australian television. I'm investigating a Richard Hart of Hex, and I believe he lives here. Is that correct? Bonus material, wasn't planned, a bit spontaneous, but actually got some pretty damn good stuff out there. So when it comes to preparing the film, I have been basically getting all my rough cuts in order and all my sequences and scenes. With the structure in mind, I've started to flesh out what's referred to as a beat sheet, and I've done that now for both the entire story from Tom's perspective and also Richard Hart's beat sheet as well, which will primarily be shown through montage from found footage online. So yeah, been spending quite a bit of time in the dark and just wading through it, basically, getting there. Tom put out a poll on Twitter to see what the final title of the film should be, and actually the winning name was Staking Dick's Cheese. Yeah, that was something out of Bitman360's mouth some 6 months ago or something, but we've put that out and it won, so suggesting that would be the final title. I made some artwork and posted it out there, and a few people came back saying people are not going to take this very seriously on the face of it if it's not got a serious title. And I agree, there's definitely a serious documentary to be made here. I'm just not sure that Tom is the guy to make it. Maybe I am, but then it wouldn't be a mockumentary now, would it? So we've got basically Staking Dick's Cheese, or the original title, working title, which was Hexicans and the Time Value of Money. I'm going to set up a little poll down below this video with a Google Sheet attached to it. If you feel inclined, go down, click on it, make a vote. Seeing as you guys are the ones that have stuck with me since the longest, I think that will be the final decision. It's not unheard of that movies get released under different titles in different jurisdictions. So one option or one justification I had was to release it under both titles and sort of A/B test to see where it gets picked up the most, because obviously Staking Dick's Cheese is going to work a little bit better with those younger, maybe even the Bitcoin maxi side of things, whereas Hexicans and the Time Value of Money sounds kind of quite serious and a little bit potentially intellectual. So it depends on whom we want to attract, really. Tom has, off the back of our trip to Malta, where he did his first public speaking, he's been invited to a event back in Malta in November this year, called Malta Summit. I think it's a blockchain gaming thing, and I actually have a meeting, or Tom has a meeting on Friday with one of the organizers to see if Tom will be a speaker, as in, on stage at an event like that. I had a quick look at the webpage, and there's people like Brock Pierce headlining, speaking at the event, amongst other big names. So I'm going to take the meeting and see how it goes. I'm not sure if I'm going to follow through with that, although it would be bloody hilarious to see Tom Gillespie on the big stage at an event. I Googled it, I looked it up, and it was still kind of a little bit vague to me.
So basically, the event in Malta is expecting 20 to 25,000 people. It's quite large. It's one of the largest ones, and it's a mixture of Sigma, which is like iGaming, AIBC, which is artificial intelligence, blockchain, crypto, tech, and all that. So that all falls under AIBC, which is your section.
Yeah, yet to be determined. We'll see. Also, off the back of the Malta, the Crypto Malta Group presentation, he touched base with a guy who runs or is part of Crypto Mondays, which is a big sort of international podcast syndicate type thing, from what I've come to understand. And at that event, Tom was invited to come on on that show. So I'm going to get Tom on that podcast as soon as I can, once I get back to the guy in charge. And I think, again, a good bit of exposure might come out of that for the character. Obviously, I've been back and forth with this NFT stuff and how to embed, you know, Web3 becoming Film 3 into this production, and we've been back and forth, and I decided to go ahead and start Crypto Movie Club. And I basically host Twitter Spaces once a week every Wednesday, and I bring people in from the Film 3 space who are building protocols or some sort of, you know, any kind of tools that are going to help advance filmmakers, especially indies, as well as those people that have made crypto themed movies themselves. And the idea is to try to share the journey that I'm going to go on, a journey of discovery, if you like, to find out where I can apply the tools in the most interesting ways to enhance the storyline, rather than just pumping out NFT merch, which seems to be the go. Yeah, we just did the 3rd episode last night, just from those first 3 people that I chatted with, and it was, you know, it's kind of a loose interview format. I already realized, like, there is some of the things we were dreaming of, or I was thinking about quite a few years ago. The tools have arrived now. One of the most interesting things to come out of that, or potential business models here that I've again been toying with for some time, is the idea that this choose your own adventure, where, okay, it might not be a film, it might be more of a series, but you send, say, Tom is in an episode. Tom, at the end of an episode of a web series, Tom has a decision to make, to either go to visit a person or do a thing, go to a location, and the viewers are invited to basically vote or make that decision for Tom, and they do that by making a payment, essentially. So it costs the vote, but in return, should that path be taken by Tom and that next episode be produced, those people that voted and paid, you know, contributed to send Tom on to that next part of the storyline, will retain the IP in perpetuity associated with that episode. So what you could have is like this sort of compounding community-owned IP that's created. It's both funded initially, and then also off the back of, you know, any sort of distribution rights that happen, or royalties, or anything like that. The IP is tied into that ownership, and that, from what I can understand, is already, like I say, the tools are there. It can be done, which is exciting and interesting to see how that might unfold. Because if you can have the community directly affect the storyline, or, you know, the main character's journey in a way that they both sort of want to pay to see what happens next, as well as kind of playing a role in creating that, and also potentially economically benefiting in the future through rights holding and what have you. And now there's just 6 weeks left till Tom Gillespie's stake ends. The film should be ready in circa 10 weeks. Maybe allow a couple of weeks for errors and omissions, or any rights that I need to gather in at the end. Thanks for listening. I'll catch you next week. No, I won't. No, it's next month. Yeah, I'll catch you at the end of August.